Tai laba diena visiems. Mano vardas yra Enrika Brazauskienė. Aš esu leidyklos Baltas lankos klet užsienio kalbų redaktorė. Tai labai džiaugiuosi, jog šiandieną prisijungėte. Norėčiau pradėti visų pirma nuo to, kad apžvelgtume keletą techninių aspektų. Visų pirma, šitas susitikimas yra įrašomas tam, kad jūsų kolegos, kurie šiandieną prisijungti negalėjo, taip pat galėtų gauti visą svarbę ir reikalingą informaciją. Taipogi noriu atkreipti dėmesį, jog mes jūsų šio pokalbio metu nematome ir negirdime. Vėliau skirsime laiką, kuomet galėsite užduoti klausimus, jeigu jų kiltų. Klausimus galėsite užduoti dviem būdais. Jeigu norėsite įgarsinti, pasakyti savo klausimus žodžiu, galėsite pakelti ranką. Tai padaryti galėsite paspaudę apačioje esančią funkciją React ir Raise Hand. Tokiu atveju mes matysime, jog norite užduoti klausimą ir skirsime jums eterį. Jeigu klausimą norėsite užduoti raštu, tuomet galėsite jį parašyti į skiltį Q&A, kuri būtent tam ir skirta, kad galėtume nepraleisti nei vieno svarbaus klausimo. Taipogi noriu paminėti, jog šiandieną mūsų susitikimas užtruks apie valandą laiko. Stengsime kuo informatyviau atsakyti visus klausimus, kurie jums kils. Svarbu būtų paminėti ir keletą aspektų, kurie buvo aptarti ankstesnių susitikimų metu apie patį pilotavimo procesą. Kaip žinote, visa ugdymo medžiaga, kuri bus ruošiama pilotavimo procesui, bus ruošiama 3 etapais. Tai yra medžiaga rudens sezonui, žiemos sezonui ir taip pat pavasario sezonui. Tai rudens sezono medžiaga jau yra iškeliavusi pas jūs. Manau, kad kai kurios jau pasiekė, o kurių dar ne, tai tikrai pasieks šios savaitės eigoje. Jeigu kiltų kažkokių nesklandumų, tarkim, gavote per mažai leidinių, negu kad tikėjotės, jog turėsite moksleivių, ar tiesiog trūksta kažkokio leidinio, drąsiai rašykite mums elektroniniu paštu švietimas@lankos.lt, kad galėtume kuo efektyviau išspręsti visas kilusias problemas. Visus kontaktus taip pat pasidalinsime ir pokalbio mūsų susitikimo susirašinėjime esančiame apačioje, kad galėtumėte taipogi nusikopijuoti reikalingus kontaktus, jeigu nespėjote užsirašyti, kai juos paminėjau. Truputėlis informacijos ir apie pačią ugdymo medžiagą. Kaip ir minėjau, popierinė medžiaga jūs jau turėjo pasiekti arba netrukus pasieks, o skaitmeninė medžiaga jau šios savaitės gale, penktadienį, bus įkelta į mūsų skaitmeninę platformą OPIC. Šioje platformoje rasite ne tik tais pačius vadovėlius, bet taip pat ir papildomą medžiagą, tokią kaip testai, padalomoji medžiaga moksleiviams, ir žinoma ilgalaikiai ugdymo planai. Jie taip pat atsiras skaitmeninėje platformoje OPIC penktadienį. Jeigu nesate tikri, kaip tiksliai prisijungti prie programos OPIC, tai visų pirma galėsite padaryti nuėję į oficialią svetainę www.opic.lt. Jeigu iškils kažkokių problemų, vėlgi taipogi kreipkitės į mus nurodytą elektroniniu paštu. Kas būtų svarbu paminėti apie šios dienos susitikimo tikslą, tai šiandieną norime jūs supažindinti būtent su lokalizuoto pilotuojamo leidinio Marbles antrų klasių moksleiviams mokymo ideologija, principais, tikslais ir kaip yra vadovėlis taipogi sudarytas. Tai šitą informaciją pristatysiu jums ne aš, o mūsų kalbėtojas iš Helbling Publishing leidyklos, kuris jau daugiau nei 20 metų dirba ELT srityje. Tai at this point, I would like to welcome Adrian Mc Cormick to take the floor.
Thank you, Enrika. Thank you very much. And thanks to all of you for attending this afternoon. It's absolutely great to see so many teachers come from Lithuania, all over Lithuania, to attend this morning. Myself, I'm based in France, so my name is Adrian, as Enrika pointed out, Adrian Mc Cormick. I'm based in France, but you probably hear a strong accent from Northern Ireland, so I'll try to speak slowly and clearly. Sometimes in Northern Ireland we speak very fast, so hopefully you'll be able to understand me okay. If I speak too fast, please tell Enrika, who's picking up all of the notes, in the chat box, and I'll try to slow down a little bit. So at this stage, I'm going to try and share my screen so that you can see the PowerPoint slides. So I'm going to do that immediately. There is a little screen that should pop up, but that should hopefully disappear very quickly. Sometimes it's quite interfering. That should disappear. So I guess to start with today, I was thinking it might be nice. You're all getting ready for going back to school. You're going to have lots of new students, new books, new ideas. So I thought it might be nice. A nice way to start would be to have a little video that's a little bit motivational, that gets you in the mood. So I thought it would be nice to have a point of view from a child, in fact, getting you ready for the start of the school year. So I'm just going to show a part of this video. It's quite a long video and it's really nice, but if you want to watch it, all of the video afterwards, the links will be in the PowerPoints, which you'll get at the end of the presentation. So hopefully you should be able to hear and see this okay. I'm just going to start this.
N'est-ce pas agréable quand tout est aussi beau que de l'or? Vous savez, quand votre spa préféré est toujours aussi beau et que votre état habituel est parfait. Si les rencontres sont toujours aussi belles, eh bien, bonjour. Et que tous vos amis sont arrivés en même temps.
Sorry, try that again.
Quant à vos investissements,
I think we all need a pep talk. The world needs you to stop being boring. Yeah, you. Boring is easy. Everybody can be boring, but you're gooder than that. Life is not a game, people. Life isn't a cereal either. Well, it is a cereal. And if life is a game, aren't we on the same team? I mean, really, right? I'm on your team, be on my team. This is life, people. You got air coming through your nose. You got heartbeat. That means it's time to do something. A poem. Two roads diverged in the woods, and I took the road less traveled. It hurt, man! Really bad. Rocks, thorns, and glass. My pants broke. Wah! Not cool, Robert Frost. But what if there really were two paths? I want to be in the one that leads to awesome. It's like that dude Journey said, don't stop believing, unless your dream's stupid. Then you should get a better dream. I think that's how it goes. Get a better dream and keep going. Keep going, and keep going. Will Michael Jordan have quit? Well, he didn't quit. No, he retired. Yeah, he retired. But before that, in high school, what if he quit when he didn't make the team? He would have never made Space Jam. And I love Space Jam. What will be your Space Jam? What will you create will make the world awesome? Nothing if you keep sitting there. That's why I'm talking to you today. This is your time. This is my time. It's our time. We can make every day better for each other. If we're all on the same team, let's start acting like it. We got one.
Okay, I hope you found that interesting and a little bit hopefully motivational. I think it's all about that. It's trying not to be boring, in fact, and inspiring kids. And, I hope that you've coming back to the start of a school year full of new ideas and motivation. And I think it also kind of sums up the methodology, in fact, of marbles, making the classroom a fun experience. So I guess I found a nice little quote as well for you, which I think links in with the methodology of marbles. And also the little video that we've just watched. This is a quote from Billy Cox, who played in Jimi Hendrix Band. Teach your children to dream big, that the sky is the limit, and that everything is possible if they want it bad enough. And it's a supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. So I think it's great to be a teacher. You can motivate your students and motivate the kids. And hopefully marbles will give you the opportunity to do exactly that. So today, basically what I would like to do is just talk to you a little bit about marbles, talk a little bit about the whole child approach, show you some of the stories, songs, and video from marbles, and also give you reference to where you can find the digital resources within marbles. At the end of the presentation, we'll also give you an opportunity, obviously, to ask any questions that you may have to Enrica or myself. So before I begin, I was thinking it might be just interesting in the chat box. What do you expect from to teach kids successfully? I'd be curious to know what teachers in Lithuania would expect. So what would you need from an English course book to be able to teach kids successfully, and of course to inspire them and to motivate them? So maybe if you could just write some of your answers into the chat box. And I'm hoping maybe Enrica can maybe, I don't have access to the chat box, maybe can call some of those out to me.
Of course.
So what would motivate kids? I mean, what do you need, do you think, in a course book, an English course book, to help motivate President Kid that we saw at the beginning of the video? Just give you a couple of minutes, some ideas. Maybe you're using books at the moment that you don't particularly like, and you need something different, something fresh, something new, something innovative, something different.
Drąsiai galite parašyti visą informaciją į susirašinėjimo skiltį. Aš pagarsinsiu, jog mūsų kalbėtojas išgirstų, nebijokit, išreiškit mintis. So one of the answers is variety, then real-life situations, interesting themes, subjects, engaging.
Themes. Yeah, great,
engaging content.
Okay, great. That's brilliant. That's what I was hoping you would say. Okay, well, I think that's what we aspire to do. I mean, some of the things that you will find within Marbles. I mean,
also games.
James.
Games.
Games, yeah, of course, yeah, games. There's actually quite a lot of games. The digital aspect of Marbles provides you with games. So hopefully that will be nice for some of your students.
Lively pictures, quizzes.
Okay.
IT, technologies.
IT. Okay. Technology. I think a lot of teachers are asking for technology. And I think that's important. I mean, hopefully what we're hoping within Marbles, I've just outlined some of the things. I mean, real life topics and exciting storylines we've got to keep interest and motivation levels high. Materials that build learning for life skills, that's important. Kids, you want to make sure they're having fun, they're growing in confidence. Also that we've got assessment. I don't think that was mentioned, but assessment, exams, test makers, things that technology can do quite quickly and hopefully save you time. And digital content.
Also, we have adaptable material for learners with special needs.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, great. Okay, so and also maybe different kids work at different rhythms. So maybe hoping that we've got material that allows you to adapt to different rhythms of students. And I think there's backup material for that in the teacher's book for fast finishers, or maybe more material for students that need a little bit more help. So that's what we're hoping to do within Marbles. Why are we doing that? Well, I mean, the main thing is so that you can create a positive classroom culture, that the lesson's going to be fun and enjoyable for both you and also for the students. Also, that kids and students will develop a growth mindset. I think it's also so that you've got more time to hopefully ensure that the kids are having fun, that you yourself, that you're not going to be overworked, and that maybe that you're using the technology as you should, because you shouldn't be spending a lot of time making and adapting lessons. I mean, normally if it's a good course book, that should be done for you, and the technology allows you to save time and energy and hopefully make the classroom experience more enjoyable. And I suppose, just as a little pun, that you probably know the expression to lose your marbles, to go mad. But hopefully, when you're using Marbles, that won't happen, and that kids will go beyond their potential. And I think within Marbles, there's lots of songs and videos and digital resources that will make the classroom an enjoyable experience. So in a nutshell, the Lithuanian edition of Marbles will cover levels 1, 2, and 3. So that's for primary grades 2, 3, and 4. So it's 3 levels, and it goes from pre-A1 to pre-A1 starters to A1 movers, covering the Cambridge exams. It's 4 to 5 classes a week. And the course is for 7 to 8-year-olds to 10 to 11-year-olds. So in a nutshell, that's what the Lithuanian edition of Marbles will cover. I've just got a little map of the book of the pre-A1 starters. This is actually what you will be piloting in autumn. So maybe, you can see some of the things that might jump to your attention. I mean, obviously, we'll look at those in a little bit more depth in a few minutes. But you can see the vocabulary that's covered, the language is covered. You'll see maybe at the back of the book, you've got a picture dictionary. There's a language reference section. There's CLEAL. Values are very important. So kids are learning values. That's important for whole child approach. There's project work, etc. So there's a lot of little things there that you can, that you will be able to go into a little bit more depth when you're finding out how the course works. There's also a nice website which you can download the brochure and find out a little bit more about, the methodology of marbles. It's quite exciting for you because we've actually got a Lithuanian version of both the pupils and the activity book for levels 1, 2, and 3. So you will be piloting the pupils book and the activity book this autumn. And I think that's a really useful experience. I mean, piloting is a really ideal way for you to influence the learning material. So Hebling will be interested in hearing your feedback, getting your insights, getting your comments. That's very important for the publisher. So we'll see what you like, what you don't like, what you think needs improved, what's useful for you. And then we can, once the piloting stage is over, we can adapt that material to make it much more appropriate to you as teachers and students within Lithuania. So it's exciting to have a Lithuanian edition, I think. What's different or what's unique about the Lithuanian version? Well, you can probably read the slide. Some of the task descriptions, all of the task descriptions and the picture dictionary have been translated into Lithuanian. We've added the CLEAL projects and the tasks into the pupils book so that you've got more contact hours. And also digitally, I think a lot of you mentioned that at the beginning is important for you. So the digital pupils book will be hosted on the platform Opic. So you'll have lots more tasks and you can download lots more material and additional content, which we'll see at the end of the presentation. There's also QR codes at the beginning of each of the units for the audio and the video content inside the pupils book and the activity book. So lots of content that's specifically made for Lithuania, and hopefully you will be able to give Hebling some feedback on this at the end of the autumn period when you're trialing as I mentioned, the levels 1 pupils book and activity book. So it would be a shame not to mention the author. I mean, many of you probably know the author, Herbert Pukta. I mean, he's a huge name within English language teaching world. He's an award-winning author. He's a teacher trainer. He's traveled to 50, 60 different countries around the world. He was president of IATEFL. He's done a lot of research into cognitive psychology and how the brain works. He's authored lots of different books for teaching English. So obviously marbles, but he's also published a recently new secondary school book called Options, and a lot of methodological books. I can't even pronounce the word, but he's a big name. And I mean, I've been to several conferences in my time, and it's amazing. I mean, 600, 700 teachers in a room, they're asking for his autograph. He's a really, I think, an important person within English language teaching world. I guess I should point out, it's quite interesting for you also. Enrico was telling me he will be in Lithuania, in Vilnius next year, presenting the course. So it's an opportunity for you to get some feedback from Herbert, to watch a presentation. And if you haven't yet subscribed, it's Baltos Lankos Klet newsletter, and the link will be at the end of the presentation. So please do subscribe to that and do come along and meet Herbert if you haven't already met Herbert. He's a very dynamic presenter and quite enthusiastic guy and very knowledgeable person. So definitely do that. The concept, I guess, the core concept behind marbles is all about learning for life. It's basically hoping that pupils develop language competence and learning for life skills while they're having fun and growing in confidence. So the idea is that you're helping your pupils become, healthy individuals, responsible global citizen. You're making sure that they're learning English and they're enjoying learning English, and at the same time they've got values, and they're improving themselves and as citizens in the world. And a lot of the content is very much geared towards whole child approach. There are 8 marbles highlighting activities within those aspects of learning for life. You can see these here. I mean, so you've got, these are the marbles. So imagination, collaboration, each of them has got their own little marble as well. So as you go through the units within marbles, you'll begin to see what you're practicing. So imagination is important, collaboration, global learning, thinking skills, creativity, social and emotional learning, digital skills, communication skills, and also research skills. So they make up the benchmark of the methodology behind marbles. And within each of the units, you're going to have opportunities to develop these key skills and to practice. So I'm just going to give you a couple of minutes, actually. If you can just memorize, try, or maybe jot those down quickly. I have a little activity afterwards where I just want to see if you can match the learning for life skill to the paragraph. So maybe just a couple of minutes. If you can try to memorize these: imagination, collaboration, global learning, thinking skills, creativity, social and emotional learning, digital skills, communication skills, and research skills. I'll give you a few more seconds. Maybe you've got a better memory than myself. You can memorize these very quickly. As teachers, as English teachers. Give you a few more seconds. Okay, so which of these learning for life skills do you think is the foundation for both artistic expression and scientific research? These activities and marbles give each child a voice and the satisfaction of knowing that your contribution is valid. So I'm hoping, Enrica, teachers are jotting some ideas into the chat box.
Well, not yet. Probably
yet.
trying to remember.
So I'll go back a little bit, so give you a few more seconds. Maybe I'm going too fast. This might be a difficult activity on a Tuesday afternoon.
Everybody's just coming back to work, not ready to think so much yet, probably. Okay, so we have a guess, imagination.
Okay, great, imagination. Okay, the next one. So in marbles 1 and 2 is fostered through craft activities which develop manual skills and also lead to these.
I guess it's communication.
Almost right. Creativity. Okay, the next one. So it's the only way in which we can combine our talents to reach a common goal. Children are encouraged to work well together, respecting each other's contributions.
Collaboration.
Yeah, excellent. Collaboration. That's a big part of marbles, actually. Kids are working together, learning from each other, learning from each other's talents. So they're learning how to work together. Okay, the next one. It's important to nurture children as global citizens, respecting other cultures and caring for the environment.
So there are 2 guesses, global learning and research skills.
Yeah, global learning for this one. So global learning activities increase in frequency in line with the children's life experiences. So which skills help us to navigate through life, reflecting on past experience, planning and problem solving, as well as metacognitive reflection to review progress through the course. Marble offers activities to develop a range of thinking skills.
Thinking skills, those are the guesses.
Yeah, thinking skills is correct. And I think this might be the last one. It's essential for children to blossom into rounded adults. There's 2 more, sorry. Marbles promotes different aspects of SEL, such as self-awareness, empathy, helping others, and responsible decision-making.
So social and emotional learning.
Social and emotional learning, yeah, a really huge part of marbles. And finally, they're necessary in today's world, and children need to develop the flexibility to embrace new technology as it develops. The marbles online practice activities widen children's exposure to digital material. It can also be used to introduce them to new devices.
And quite a few guesses of IT and digital skills.
Yeah, very much. So digital and IT, very, very big part of marbles, technology, really important. So just moving on from that, I think it would be a shame not to talk a little bit about the theory behind marbles, and then we'll look at some of the videos and stories and songs, which probably teachers have come along to see. But whole child approach is very important. And I mentioned at the beginning, Herbert Puchta has done a lot of research into cognitive psychology. So you can expect a lot of the activities and types of activities that are integrated within marbles to very much include the findings of Herbert within the book. So I just want to maybe for 5 minutes or so just talk a little bit about that. You probably all know the expression, well, curiosity killed the cat. I don't know if you've got cats, and I've got 4 cats. I love cats, but well, curiosity might have killed the cat, but it didn't. Fortunately, didn't kill the kids, the children. I mean, curiosity is a huge part of the classroom. I mean, and I think as teachers in a classroom, you want to exploit that. And hopefully turn that into a positive atmosphere. I mean, a positive atmosphere fosters, the kids are motivated, they're enjoying what they're doing, they're having a good time, they're curious, you want to learn new things. So all of that's vital within marbles. I mean, the methodology behind that. So you want to use that, exploit the curiosity of the kids, help them learn, and make sure that, if they're doing that, they're going to be successful and motivated to learn a new language. So I think curiosity and fun is very important. And, going back to the video that we saw at the beginning of the presentation, I mean, it's important that we motivate kids like that that are maybe in a digital age, they're constantly, on their screens and switched on, but maybe as a teacher, you can, look at ideas to get them, motivated and, use that curiosity. So any ideas just in the chat box again, what this missing word is? Every child has a what beginning with S? Give you a few seconds. Any guesses at all within the chat box?
Not yet.
No, it's quite difficult, I suppose, if you don't have any context. It's from Marley Springer in the book that she wrote, Every SEL and the Brain. It's called the book. Every child has no ideas?
There's a guest star.
No, every child is a star. Maybe they do.
Space.
No, not a space. No.
Spark.
No. It's something that you read that might inspire you. What you reading is
Smile.
No, what you read, books, not a book, but something like a book. A story. Every child has a story. So basically, Marley Springer mentioned this in her book, and I guess it's true. Right from the beginning of their own life experiences as babies, the emotional warmth that they've had, or maybe that they've missed sometimes, the interactions that they become part of, the remarks made about them, the praise that they've received, maybe the lack of praise that they've received. I mean, kids they're under their influences of their mums or dads, their brothers, their sisters, their uncles, their aunts, their grandparents, their friends. Right from babies, I guess they're having positive and negative beliefs about themselves, and I guess some of those beliefs may have become their own beliefs. So positive and negative beliefs about themselves. So their story goes on, and the story now includes you as a teacher and the time that you spend with them and the relationships that you build up with them. And the way that they think and they learn, and the trust that they have in the other children, and the trust that they have in you. So I think it's quite unique, I guess, being a teacher. I mean, you've really got an opportunity to rewrite, to reinforce some of these, positive feelings, or maybe rewrite some of those negative feelings that the kids might have about themselves. But you as a teacher, it's quite a special situation to be in. I would say, social emotional learning is important, and it improves children's academic performance. It improves their behavior and their attitudes. So I think if we really want to, when we're teaching English as teachers, we want to be, including this within the methodology that we use and the teaching that we use to develop the whole child. So empathy is important. Getting our students to be healthy development of their emotions, their ability to develop positive relationships, getting them to be aware of the other kids in the classroom and working with the other children. So I think hopefully their education, needs to grow a number of these emotional and, social skills. And empathy, I think, is important, and it's important, within Marbles. Imagination is also important, and collaboration, and I think they're linked to empathy, because kids, they need to learn how to use some of the activities and be imaginative and collaborate with other kids, and empathy. So those are the key aspects, I would say, that are within Marbles. So it's all about development of the whole child, getting children to realize that, not only accept differences, but to embrace differences, and maybe even to celebrate them. And I think within Marbles, kids will be working together on lots of different topics, on lifestyles, tastes in food, clothes, music, being aware of working with other kids and realizing that other children have different tastes and different talents, and that's a big part of the methodology, I guess, behind Marbles. So these 4 concepts are very much part of that: having fun, developing relationships, empathy, and collaboration, and working with other children. So pleasure from other people and from interrelationships creates a major learning tool. Young people model adults, so they model you as a teacher, but they're also going to model maybe some of the other children that are in the classroom. So I just let you read that quote. It's from B. Perry. Give you a couple of seconds to read it. So I think it's probably the last part of that quote that's interesting. Young children want to please their teachers. They model adults and children they admire. So I think we should remember that. And I think that's what we've tried to do within Marbles. Obviously, kids are, they're interacting across lots of different mediums in today's world. And, there's lots of videos within Marbles, and we've tried to ensure that the video content is varied and also interesting. So there's lots of models that the kids can relate to. For example, we've got Our World video, where the children are the same age as the models within the video. So Jenny and James, for example, in levels 1 and 2, are the same ages as the kids. So they're living in Brighton in the UK. You learn about their foods, their pets, and we'll watch just a few videos in a few minutes just to see that. So you've got real world video. You've also got animated videos, which are presented in each of the unit through What's It, which we'll watch also in a few minutes. There's animated songs in all of the units where the kids can sing along with karaoke. There's vocabulary videos. So video is very important, and hopefully the kids will enjoy the videos and find the videos dynamic and interesting and stimulating. And also they'll find the kids. Hopefully they'll find those kids as role models going forward. So I mentioned Our World. It's in each of the units. So real life videos in levels 1 and 2. It's with Jenny and James. It's all about life in the UK. So toys, they talk about toys, family holidays, pets, food, and then you've got lots of activities then that you can use. We mentioned social and emotional learning. So obviously within the teacher's book, then you're going to have extra activities, reinforcement activities, extension activities, which will allow you to exploit and give you some ideas. So as I say, use the teacher's book because there's some really excellent ideas within that to help you make the classroom, a more enjoyable experience. So we're just going to start watching Jenny. So this is Jenny and the first little video.
Hello, I'm Jenny, and I'm from Brighton in England. Look, this is Brighton. Brighton is cool. This is my cat, Simba. Hello, Simba. She can talk. Hello, girls and boys. I'm Simba, the cat. Meow. What pet have you got?
Okay, so that was Jenny. And this is the next little video with James.
Hello, I'm James. I'm 7 and I'm from Brighton in England too. Look, here are my toys. I love football, so this is my football. It's cool, eh? And I love cars. I've got 9 cars. Look! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is my favourite car. Ah, look at this. I've got 2 planes. And I've got a helicopter. Look! I like it. What have you got?
Okay, that was Jenny and James. So the videos are really great like that. I mean, I hope you found that interesting. So the videos are very much, you know, they're hopefully an effective and motivational way to exploit some of the vocabulary for the kids to get and, you know, to relate with the kids in the video. So we've got the real world video, but we've also got animated songs video. So I'm just going to show you another little song. This is also this is from levels 1 and levels 2.
English is a fun game, lots of words to play, lots of words for school things. Let's play the game today.
On my desk, it's a book. Is it black? Is it brown? Have a look.
Okay, so I think songs are another way, basically, of you know, getting the kids interested, deepening the relationship with them. So songs are included within each of the units, and there is a karaoke version of the song as well for the kids to sing along with. And I would say maybe not just song, but you've also got rhythm. You've got songs and chants, but you've also got phonemics. So within every unit, there's rhythm, rhyme, and animation to help learners retain new language while also having fun. So it's called, look out for it's called Emma's Phonemics. So children produce and spell a key sound in English, and then that's consolidated in the song, supported by the video animation. So within each of the units, you're going to be practicing the phonemics, practicing the difficult spelling, practicing, difficult sound within English. And then after that, you're going to have a song to consolidate that with the karaoke version. And then I guess in the activity book, you're going to be improving the spelling. So you're going to be practicing spelling in the activity book. So within the activity book, you've got identifying key letter, forming and tracing of letters, words, and then you revise the sounds. So it's just extra practice, always within the activity book. So the spelling of the sounds are learned within the pupils book through different activities, and there's lots of opportunities then to practice that. So I think it's what we keep in mind is the fact that there are 44 sounds in English, but only 26 letters in the alphabet. So kids are going to find that quite difficult. And obviously pronunciation, rhyme, rhythm, phonemics that's important. It's also important to keep the kids engaged, that they're having fun and doing what they're doing. There are higher levels of marbles which you won't be using at the beginning, with raps, grammar raps and song as well, which are quite nice. But and I think you mentioned at the beginning as well, games and are important. So games will be integrated, and also training to think tasks, for you to really exploit that to the maximum. But lots of practice of pronunciation and phonemics, rhyme, song, and hopefully the kids just having fun and enjoying the music and the songs. It's probably the feedback that we've heard most so far from Marbles is that the teachers and the kids enjoy the songs. So that's probably I would say, exploit that to the maximum, going into the new school year. So we've mentioned songs, we've mentioned we've mentioned rhyme, pronunciation. I think another thing to keep in mind is also, I like this little quote actually, from Simon Veil. Imagination and fiction make up more than 3/4 of our real life. And one sure way of inspiring kids and their imagination is, of course, through story. Stories play an important role in helping students develop their imagination. And I think, within Marbles, we know that kids in years 1 and 2 have got a big imagination, and often there's no borderline between reality and imagination. And kids 5, 6, and 7-year-olds, they've got a strong imagination that makes things true that they have actually invented. So I'm going to show you, it's like a little how story is integrated within Marbles. It's built around the concept of imagination, exploration, and creativity. So children at levels 1 and 2 obviously have a huge amount of imagination. And what we've got is a story called What's It and Friends, which is it's a little creature, in fact, that's who could turn into any object, an animal or a person, or an animal that has been discovered in the woods by 3 children. So the story is I'll show you that in a few minutes, but it's a fantasy creature called WhatsApp, and then 3 real children, and that's developed within the levels 1 and 2. And then levels 3, it's space-time adventures featuring a robot and her friends in a faraway planet. So What's It and Friends is really the story that's developed in levels 1 and 2. I mentioned it's a story featuring 3 friends, so Emma, Sally, and Sam. They discover a magical creature hidden in a box in the woods. And What's It has the power to turn into any shape, and he adds that element of magic to the story, and I think that's probably useful. I mean, in the beginning, I guess the stories follow a simple structure. I would say in the beginning, there's always a problem or a conflict that develops. In the middle of the story, there's lots of emotional contrast, so happy versus sad, and then at the end of the story, we need a little bit of magic, I guess, and that's where What's It comes in. So to help solve this problem or conflict that might have arisen, and at the same time, it's developing friendship and human qualities, and showing the kids have all different personalities as well. So that's important. So the kids see the different personalities of the other kids, and they've got What's It who's adding this little bit of magic to the story. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of that as well. Hopefully this works.
Stop, Emma, stop! Yes, stop, Emma! Oh! Oh, oops. Sally! Sam! Come here! Look at this! What's this? It's a box. Open it. Huh?
name, what's it? What's it is me.
What's it?
Look! Woohoo!
Wow! Wow!
What's your name?
I'm Sally.
Hi, my name is Sam.
And my name is Emma.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Stop! What's it? Oh no. Aha!
I'm just going to stop it there, but what's it? We've decided that all teachers in Lithuania, as well as having a specific Lithuanian edition of Marbles, that we're also going to give you a what's it to begin the new academic school year. I wish I had a what's it in my life. It would make life a lot easier. So that's what's it, and what's it is you meet what's it in all of the units of Marbles in levels 1 and 2. So I hope you enjoy what's it in a few weeks, or maybe next week when you start using the books. So story, we mentioned stories, we mentioned songs, we mentioned, the phonemics. What else have we got that's important, I think, for teachers within Lithuania? We've got Kleel, and Kleel is a big part of within Marbles. So we've lots of different subjects such as art, natural science, maths, history, geography, PE. We have that within different units. Positive values and learning for life are reinforced then, and again highlighting aspects of social and emotional learning. I'm not sure if you can see the slides very clearly, but I mean there's lots of visuals that encourage that. So this, for example, being kind is important. A little girl that wants to sit down in a bus, and a lady's got her bag and blocking it, so another nice little boy gives her the possibility to sit in the seat. So another boy sharing his lunch, but that's constantly encouraged throughout the different units. So different values, helping your friends, taking turns as well, maybe sharing toys, taking turns. Also encouraged within the Kleel units. You can develop those a little bit further as well. I think, it's another example, a little boy who would like some help, and the girl's not really too interested in giving him some help. Likewise in the little visual below. So is it good or not good? Encouraging kids to think about maybe themselves a little bit. Is it good or not good? And in the teacher's book, you can exploit that further. So, ending the lesson, for example, carry a pile of books and ask individual children, can you help me, please? Encourage them to say, okay, no problem. Thank you. Extra reinforcement activities, kids drawing a picture of themselves, maybe, of themselves helping someone in their family, and then they present the picture to the class. Or an extension activity, which is, I think, quite nice. Children make a list of their 3 favorite toys. They should include the toy color as per activity, and then they swap lists and show if they've got any favorite toys in common. This one is from Unit 2 of Level 1. It's all about colors and art, different colors and mixing colors as well. I mean, what happens when you mix colors? The extension activity, they've got a version of Simple Simon Says. So child A says, what's it says? And child B points to something purple. If child A doesn't say what's it says before saying the color, child B does nothing. So again, get lots of ideas for games. The games are more exploited obviously within the digital aspect of Marbles, but the extra activities, reinforcement, extension activities are in the teachers' books to use. Then you've got a little bit more opportunity to exploit that from the workbook. So in the activity book, children trace the color, and then they color the corresponding segments to match the words. There's also a big emphasis on project work, creativity, project work, playing, and you'll see that within the units. So imagine, create, and play. Kids use their imagination. and creativity is fostered through the craft activities, which also encourage students to learn new language, but also collaborating. I mentioned that earlier, collaborating and working together with, with other children, using their imagination. They choose the colors for the cutouts. They then collaborate and they play together. So all of the I guess the cutout material that's available for you in the activity book, the models for that you can cut out and use. So all of the materials for the creative projects in the activity book. Project work, so this is a rainbow for your town, for example. Work with a friend, make a rainbow for your town, and it tells you what you need. So these are incorporated. The project work is incorporated within the books to give you more activities, to hopefully to make the number of hours a little bit longer for you. So you've got more content of material. So you can see the project work, the robots, color wheel. And sorry, just for digital material, which we mentioned at the end, I guess you're probably maybe used to some teachers. I work a lot in France, and I know a lot of schools in France still use DVDs. So we're hoping that you won't need to use DVDs or DVD-ROMs anymore. So the pupils book and the activity book start every unit with a QR code, and then the QR code basically gives you all of the audio and the video content for Marbles. So you'll have all of the audio and the video through the access via the access QR code. So we're introducing the digital pupils book on the platform Opic. So it's the ebook for the pupils book has been embedded. So both the audio and the audio. So the book is not just a PDF that you can flip, but it's actually a functional digital book that's user-friendly. You can access all of the content, and this screen gives you an idea of what it looks like within the platform. So you'll have the breakdown on the left of the vocabulary, the language, the phonemics, the values, the imagination, creativity, playing part, and the picture dictionary. So that will all be nicely integrated. You'll also find lots of other materials, so hopefully useful for you as a teacher. You'll have downloadable worksheets for additional practice. You have flashcards, and there will also be tests. The tests are great, actually. You can edit the tests, and the idea is that you can make your own tests. So that will allow you to hopefully free up some time for yourself and make tests and edit tests within the platform. So the OPIC platform is growing, and it will be updated and complemented by additional material every month. It's also free, and you can register via OPIC, opiq.it. That's the link. So you can register via this link. And I mentioned earlier that you can also subscribe to Baltos Linkos Klep newsletter. That's going to be useful also for the future events with Herbert Pukta, and for upcoming things within Marbles. So here are the links. I would say I hope you enjoy using Marbles. I mean, I think it's really. I've been working for Hebling for 2 years now, but I think Marbles is really innovative, and it's a lovely course. And feedback I've been getting in France is that teachers love the songs, the chants, the music, the projects, and I think there's an awful lot of fun material within Marbles that you can exploit. And I genuinely do believe that you will enjoy using Marbles. And I think you're in a privileged position that you've got the Lithuanian edition. That's great, and you've got an opportunity to feed back and hopefully even make more improvements, that Hebling will be able to improve that and make it an even better course going forward. So I hope you enjoy this part of from now in autumn using Marbles. There's also on the Marbles website a nice little brochure that you can download also, which gives you more, I guess, more input on the methodology of Marbles. Herbert Pukta has also done some beautiful webinars which are available on the Hebling channel. There's a YouTube channel that you can subscribe to and watch some of those webinars as well. If you feel that you need more help and support with regards to methodology, I would say register with the Hebling YouTube channel. So I can't think of anything else to say at this stage. I think it's maybe an opportunity to turn the floor over to you if you want to ask some questions in English or in Lithuanian. I won't answer your questions in Lithuanian, but hopefully Enrica will manage to do that for you.
So thank you very much, Adrian, for this informative presentation regarding the methodology and the content of Marbles. So yes, let's move on to Q&A. And as I mentioned previously, the teachers, you can ask questions in face-to-face, or you can simply write your questions in the Q&A section. I will repeat the same information in Lithuanian as well. Tai jeigu norite, galite klausimus tiesiog užrašyti dėžutėje Q&A, kur galite anonimiškai, neviešinant savo veido, tiesiog užklausti klausimus tiek lietuviškai, tiek anglų kalba. Aš padėsiu mūsų kalbėtojai atsakyti, jeigu prireiktų pagalbos, o jeigu norite parašyti klausimus raštu, tuomet siūlau parašyti į Q&A dėžutę, kuri yra ekrano apačioje.
Don't be shy, yeah.
Taip, matau, turime vieną mokytoją, kuri taip pat jau norėtų su mumis pakalbėti.
You had a question about registration, maybe?
Taip, tai matau, yra klausimas, iš kur gauti kodą, kurio reikia registruojantis į platformą OPIC. Tai registracija į OPIC platformą vyksta tiek per OPIC svetainę. Jeigu jums nepavyksta užsiregistruoti per www.opic.lt, tokiu atveju kreipkitės į mus, rašykite mums švietimas@lankos.lt, kad padėtume jums, pagelbėtume prisijungti kuo sėkmingiau. O matau, taip pat yra klausimas ir gyvai, tai Rasa Gogienė, drąsiai klauskite. Matau, tik jūsų mikrofonas yra užtildytas, galite įsijungti mikrofoną ir paklausti šiuo metu.
Can I just say some of the material that we showed today was from level 1 of Marbles, but if you do want to have a look at the content at other levels, you can go onto the Marbles website and see content also for other material, the videos and things.
Okay, so I see the question was turned instead of voice question was turned into a text question. So ar yra galimybė atsisiųsti jau dabar kitus vadovėlius ir pratybas mokytojų žiemos ir pavasario semestrams? Tai dar kol kas tokios galimybės nėra. Einant rudens sezono į pabaigą bus atsiųsta žiemos medžiaga, einant žiemos sezono į pabaigą bus atsiųsta pavasario medžiaga. Tai kol kas medžiaga yra pildoma, ruošiama, rengiama tam, kad jūs pasiektų laiku, sėkmingai ir jau šiek tiek atsižvelgus ir į tam tikrus aspektus, kuriuos pastebėsime ir rudens sezono metu. Taip, dabar dėl ilgalaikių ugdymo planų, matau, yra klausimas. Tai preliminarus ilgalaikis ugdymo planas jau yra paruoštas ir, kaip ir minėjau, bus įkeltas į platformą jau šios savaitės gale, penktadienį, kuomet Marbles OPIC platformoje taps prieinamas. Tai preliminarius planus rasite ten, kadangi vadovėlis vis dar yra pilotavimo versijoje, vadinasi, jo galutinė versija po šių mokslo metų dar truputėlį bus koreguota, tai vadinasi ir ugdymo planas taip pat bus pakoreguotas. Tačiau kol kas planas yra paruoštas visam vadovėliui, net ir žiemos ir pavasario sesijoms. Taip, kiek iš viso skyrių sudaro vadovėlį? Tai vadovėlį sudaro 8 skyriai, taip pat ir starterio skyris. Tai iš viso gautųsi 9 skyriai. I'm sorry, Adrian, so far all the questions have been to me.
That's fine, no problem. That's all the technical questions, all the difficult questions for
Yes.
for the platform. That's completely normal. That's fine, huh? I did say at the beginning that all of the difficult questions, Enrica, that you would answer, and any of the easy questions could be directed towards me, yeah?
Yes, of course.
So no teachers want to ask any questions in English?
Taip, matau, kad yra keliama ranka. Jurga, išsijunkite savo mikrofoną ir drąsiai paklauskite.
Okay, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, Jurga.
Yeah, Jurga. My name is Jurga.
Nice to meet
And
you.
thank you very much for very informative presentation about the books, the course books.
Pleasure, Jurga.
I'm
Thanks for
going,
coming.
yeah, I'm going to pilot those textbooks for the
Great.
second
Wonderful.
level for my students.
Yes.
So, but I wanted to ask about those APEC registration. Today, I tried to register in this platform, but I couldn't. They asked for some license number or something like that. I had an opportunity only to register as a private custom or something, or as a learner, and that's it. And I couldn't register as a teacher somehow for some reason.
Yes, well, when it comes to OPIC, the best case to solve the OPIC problems would be to contact either info@opic.lt or švietimas@elenkos.lt, because all these problems can be solved via simple email, the best way.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Jurga.
Taip, matau dar vieną klausimą, kad jau gavote pirmąją dalį, tačiau pratybose rašymo užduotis pateiktos ne kursyvų. Lietuvos mokyklose mokome rašyti jungiant raides, ar neplanuojate to koreguoti. Tai čia iš tikrųjų vienas iš tokių aspektų, į ką ir labiausiai norėtume atkreipti dėmesį pilotavimo metu, kad tikrai galėtume po pilotavimo proceso išleisti tokius vadovėlius, kurie tenkintų bent jau didžiosios daugumos poreikius. Tai labai džiaugsimės, kad galėtumėte pasidalinti tokiamis įžvalgomis, kas patiko, kas nepatiko, ką norėtumėte tiek vadovėliuose pakeistume. Proceso eigoje, prieš siunčiant naują medžiagos paketą, prieš siunčiant žiemos paketą, pateiksime jums elektroninės anketas, kur galėsite būtent visus tokius pastebėjimus mums taip pat ir surašyti, pateikti, išreikšti mintis, kad galėtume kuo geriau atsižvelgti ir netgi jau ir ruošiant kitą medžiagą, tarkim, na kaip pavyzdžiui pavasario pakete, kad jau galėtume tam tikrus pataisimus būti atlikę. Taip, tai kokiu būdu pastebėjimus galėsite pateikti, tai kaip ir minėjau, bus nuotolinės anketos jums atsiųstos, kad galėtumėte jas užpildyti tiek išsamei, kiek patys pastebėsite. Visuomet rekomenduojama mokytojams pilotavimo proceso metu galbūt ir anksčiau kažką pasižymėti, kad paskui šitie dalykai nepasimirštų. Taipogi tikrai proceso eigoje galite parašyti ne tik tai švietimas@elenkos.lt, bet ir man, kaip ir matote, mano vardas yra Enrika, tai mane tikrai nesunkiai pasieksite, parašę man enrika@elenkos.lt. Kol kas išeinu trumpų atostogų, tačiau pilotavimo proceso eigoje tikrai būsiu pasiekiama ir mielai galėsiu pagelbėti ir atsakyti iškilusius klausimus.
Enrica, will teachers get a copy of the presentation afterwards with the links in it?
The presentation will be published on YouTube, so the teachers
Okay.
will be able to watch the presentation one more time.
Okay. Well, and so will they have the PowerPoint presentation slides afterwards to use?
Probably not, but
Okay.
if the information becomes necessary, of course we will share it. Taip, matau, kad taipogi turime dar klausimų ir Q&A paskirtyje. Taip, tai klausimas turbūt skirtas būtų ne tik tai man. So, Adrian, I think that this question is not only for me.
Okay.
How to present letters for kids? They do not know ABC yet, like the alphabet.
I think it's probably going to be more exploitation within the activity book for that, because they're going to be tracing letters and working like that. So, at early age, I think it's the activity book that will exploit that a little bit more in more detail through tracing of letters but I think at the beginning it's very much emphasis on video. I mean, video and songs and video content and rhymes and more so than reading, writing, in fact.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there's another question. If I understand correctly, one book is for 1 year. Marbles 1 is for the first year, and so on. So yes, that is definitely correct. For the second grade, we have Marbles 1, for the third grade, Marbles 2, and for the fourth grade, Marbles 3.
I think the number of hours can be exploited as well. I mean, it depends how you use the material. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of extra material digitally that you can use if you decide that there's not enough material and you want to exploit that further. There's lots of opportunity for you to do that. I think it's trying to be flexible in how you use the course, but generally, it's exactly that one book per year, in fact. And for Lithuania, it's at 3 levels, 1, 2, and 3 that have been made specifically for Lithuania.
Taip, tai matau klausimas, ar medžiagą išmaniai lentai gausime. Tai iš tikrųjų, OPIC platforma suteikia galimybę pritaikyti medžiagą ir ją demonstruoti taip pat ir per projektorius, tam, kad galėtumėte patogiai parodyti norimą medžiagą moksleiviams. Tai iš tikrųjų pritaikyti OPIC turinį galima įvairiais būdais. Tai pirmas žingsnis būtų prisijungti būtent prie OPIC platformos. Taip, why aren't the activities of word tracing encourage writing in cursive?
Sorry, what was that question again?
Why the activities of word tracing aren't encouraging writing in cursive?
Well, I guess they are a little bit. It's starting off slowly, I guess. At such an early level. I think in the early levels, the emphasis is very much on the animated, the stories, the Our World videos. Animated songs, children sing along. They have new vocabulary presented in every unit. They're learning new vocabulary. They use a picture book at the back of the book. They're learning new vocabulary. They're hearing new vocabulary. They're practicing the sounds of that new vocabulary. That's very much how the methodology works in Marbles. Phonemics are very much taught from Unit 1, if you like, with the activity book has just got that little bit more emphasis with regard to spelling, if you like. But every unit is, phonemics, pronunciation, practice, and, does that answer the question?
I hope so. Okay.
So, sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say there is a brochure that you can download. I mean, I can send you. You can't see it from the screen, but if you go to the Marbles website, I can send you I can put the link in the chat box, actually. There is a booklet that you can download, which gives you a lot more information on the methodology. And at the same time, it's actually quite useful because it answers some of those questions that you're asking. For example, common issues that teachers might have, problems with pronunciation and spelling, not enough time in a day for extra assessment activities, school-home connection, codes. It's within that methodology booklet, you've got an opportunity to see some other problems that you might be experiencing. So you can download that from the Marbles website.
Thank you. Going forward with other questions. O metiniame plane matysime visų metų temas. Tai tikrai taip, preliminarusis planas yra paruoštas iš karto visiems 3 sezonams, tai ir rudens, ir žiemos, ir pavasario sezonui, nepriklausomai nuo to, kad dar kol kas medžiaga jūsų ir nepasiekė, tačiau visą tai jau buvo įtraukta ilgalaikį ugdymo planą. Taip, ar galima gauti pavyzdžius tęstinių vadovėlių, įdomų temos ir taip toliau. Tai kol kas dar tokios galimybės nėra. Yra paruošta medžiaga būtent, kaip ir minėjau, rudens sezonui, jau yra ruošiama medžiaga baigiamieji potėpiai daromi žiemos sezonui ir taip toliau. O tada jau einant mokslo metams į galą galėsime plačiau pakalbėti ir plačiau pristatyti būtent antros Marbles dalies temas trečiokėliams. Yes, so I see that there are a lot of questions about the online platform and how to correctly log in the platform. But as I mentioned previously, so first of all, the necessary steps would be to contact www.opic.lt. And if that doesn't help, then of course, contact the support emails, the ones that I previously mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Kokia apytiksliai numatoma komplekto kaina mokiniui, tai kol kas dar šitą klausimą atsakyti negaliu, dar nesame sudarę kainoraščio, kadangi, kaip ir minėjau, visus šiuos metus dirbame su nemokamais leidiniais, o jau tik tais mokslo metams einant į galą galėsime paskelbti ir kokios yra numatomos kainos. Taip, sveiki, kaip rekomenduojate mokiniams įtvirtinti naujų žodžių rašybą, ar rekomenduojate mokiniams turėti žodynėlius, į kuriuos rašytų, ar kiti būdai rekomenduotini? So I think that this is the question, actually, Adrian, for both of us. What would be the best way for students to make sure that they learn and repeat the new vocabulary enough? Should they have a notebook, or are there other methods encouraged?
Well, the picture dictionary at the back of the book, I think, is useful. I mean, all of the new vocabulary is taught through, taught through that. But within the books themselves, the picture dictionary at the back of the book, you've got the new vocabulary that's taught within the units. I'm just opening a pupil's book for marbles. I mean, basically, every unit starts with look, listen, and point. So they're looking at they're learning new vocabulary as they go along. They're listening to the vocabulary, they're watching the vocabulary, then they're remembering the vocabulary through a chant or through some kind of listening exercise. That's developed within every unit. There are 2 language practices basically. So they're learning new language in 2 parts in every unit. Language 1 and language 2. Where they listen and then they read. And then you've got the phonemics, where they listen and they have the song, and then they have the language 2 part where they listen again and they read. So that they're being slowly introduced to new vocabulary within each of the unit. They've got something called My Word Box, which has been integrated as part of CLEAL. So, that might be interesting just as a way for students to see the new vocabulary that's introduced, and then maybe use a picture dictionary as a way of checking to see if they've learned the new words. But I think it would be good also. I mean, I think it's useful to have a little notebook or a little activity book that they can use themselves. I mean, that's how I learned French, through reading. I mean, with just a little extra vocabulary book, and I found it quite useful. So I think it's not a bad idea to encourage kids to have a little vocabulary book that they can maybe use alongside the picture dictionary. But the picture dictionary is quite good because it visually shows you the new words, and that's done by unit, so they can see the key vocabulary that's been integrated in each of the units across marbles. Is that
definitely? I believe that an additional notebook is something that every teacher can decide if their students actually can profit from. But generally, there's quite a lot of practice that the students get even without it. Jeigu neužsiregistravome pilotavimui, ar galime gauti vadovėlius ir pratybas visai klasiai? Tai iš tikrųjų dar yra nevėlu užsiregistruoti pilotavimo procesui, kadangi kai kurie mokytojai, kurie net ir labai norėjo prisijungti prie proceso, vis tik šiemet neturi antrokėlių ir keletas pilotavimo vietų yra atsilaisvinusios. Tai šioje vietoje dar yra galimybė tą traukinį iššokti, net blogiausiu atveju iššokti ne iš karto nuo rugsėjo, bet tikrai, jeigu labai norite, ar dar yra galimybė gauti vadovėlius visai klasiai ir taipogi prisijungti prie pilotavimo procesą. Taip, ar atsiųsti vadovėliai lieka mokyklai, ar galima juos naudoti vaikams pilnai, kad juose galėtų rašyti? Tai kadangi tai yra pilotavimo vadovėliai, jų paskirtis nėra būti naudojamiems keletą metų iš eilės. Tai yra, taip sakant, work in progress. Tai šitoje vietoje tikrai taip galite duoti moksleiviams, kadangi vadovėliai jie tikrai bus paredaguoti, patobulinti pagal jūsų įžvalgas, pastebėjimus mokslo metų gale, tam, kad jau vėliau kiti antrokėliai, kurie dirbtų su šitais vadovėliais, tikrai nebeturėtų tų mažų, taip sakant, kabliukų. Taigi taip, tikrai galite vadovėlius naudoti ir duoti moksleiviams rašyti. Ar mokiniams bus internetinės užduotis, kaip PVZ eduka užduotis? Tai iš tikrųjų OPIC platforma yra prieinama ne tik tais mokytojams, bet ir moksleiviams. Kaip ir minėjo prezentacijos metu pranešėjas, OPIC platformoje užduotis yra interaktyvios, vadinasi, kad jas galima spręsti taip pat ir ten, pamatyti savo atsakymus, ar ar pasisekė ar nepasisekė, tai moksleiviai tikrai turi teisę praktikuotis. OPEC platforma yra auganti, tai reiškia, kad mes sulig kiekvienu etapu, sulig kiekvienu mėnesiu vis daugiau funkcionalumo stengsimės parodyti ir paduoti ir kad tikrai būtų galimybė prisijungti ne tik tais tam, kad pažiūrėti vaizdelį, bet kad tikrai naudotis tuo vadovėliu ir elektroninėje platformoje naudingai. So I believe that
Helbling English was founded by Lucia Astuti and Marcus Spielman in 2005 as part of the successful Helbling Publishing Group.
Sorry, I think I put on the video I shouldn't have put on. Sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry. So I believe that the time for questions should be coming to an end. I don't see any more new questions being written. Okay, so I do see one more question, that's for me. Kaip informuosite apie naujus funkcionalumus platformoje? Tai iš tikrųjų, manau, kad tikrai nemažai informacijos mes stengiamės išsiųsti elektroniniu paštu. Tai, kad platforma taps aktyvi ir kad galėsite jau pasiekti vadovėlius bei ugdymo planus, jums atsiųsime elektroniniu paštu, tai stengiamės tikrai informuoti visus mokytojus, kurie yra užsiregistravę pas mus, kurie yra prisijungę prie mūsų naujienų srauto. Tai labai tikiuosi, kad galėsime informuoti ir toliau tokiu pat principu, taipogi paskelbiant naujienas ir tiesiog pačioje platformoje. Ar galėsime įsigyti flashcards? Tai bent jau kol kas pilotavimo metu flashcards visas yra pasiekiamos būtent platformoje nemokamai, o po to, jeigu matysime poreikį, tai tikrai prie komplekto galėsite įsigyti ir fizinės paliečiamas popierinės žodžių korteles. Kokiu būdu mokiniai jungsis į platformą, tai taipogi šitą pagalbą jums padės būtent OPICO atstovai, kad sėkmingai juos sujungti, tačiau yra galimybė mokinius prijungti būtent prie savo klasės. Nelabai noriu stipriai suklaidinti, kadangi, kaip ir minėjau, tai būtent OPICO atstovai pagelbės atlikti šituos veiksmus.
I've included a link as well for a YouTube channel. That's the link where you can go and watch some of the the webinars beforehand with Herbert Pukta. So that might give you more input with regards to the methodology and how the course works and that. If you want to watch those, you can do that as well.
Okay, so I believe we will not take up any more of anybody's time. So thank you, Adrian, very much for today's presentation. Thank you for joining us, and thank you everyone for joining the presentation and hearing things, and thank you for your questions. The questions definitely help us to improve. So I wish everybody a nice evening and a good start of the new year.
Thanks, Enrica. I hope all of the teachers enjoy using marbles, and I hope they find the support through you, through me, through Hebling. We look forward to getting the feedback and ideas of making marbles even better in the future. So good luck to all the teachers at the start of the academic year. Busy school year ahead. Thank you.